Now you've joined me today in my outdoor workshop, formerly known as the garden, for a bit of engineering work on this old BMC A Series engine. Cubic capacity 950 cubic centimeters, a 1 litre in other words, from a Minor 1000, Morris Minor 1000. It was a sort of spur engine that I was going to do up at my leisure. If you've been following my channel, you will have heard me say plenty of times before that the main engine that's going to be the long-term one in the car will be the Gold Seal. This engine is from a car I dismantled and it's seized. It's seized solid. So stripping it down is the only way to fix it. I mean, it wanted stripping anyway. It's been stood for decades, and I genuinely believe that is why it's seized. I don't think it's stuck due to any fault of the engine. I honestly think it's just time. I mean, there's no lip discernible whatsoever at the top of the cylinder bores. The history of this engine is very favourable. I've got all the old service history. It was very well serviced, all documented. Lady owner, very low mileage, 40,000, so it will be still quite tight, and it's just seized through standing. And that's all, I'm sure. Of course, that'll be revealed. The truth will be revealed once I open it up inside. But today I've got it out and I've made a start on it. It's a lovely, dare I say it, spring day. Birds are singing. All is well. I've just had my late morning cup of tea. It's actually midday now, more or less. Time flies when one is having fun. So I've taken off the timing cover. That's there, it's fine on the grass, nothing's gonna get lost. Taken off the timing cover. Top tip from me: put the fastenings, all the bolts etc. in their own separate little tray and put a note inside. You know, if this is your first time, or even if you know you're quite proficient at dismantling things, believe me, it will repay you when the time comes to reassemble, because you can end up forgetting. Dead easy to forget where these things came from, especially if it's only the odd nut or bolt. But I'm just gonna write on this cardboard tray timing cover, so then I know exactly what they are after I clean them up, and it's time to pop it all back together. So some more top tips from me: plug the distributor drive hole with a rag, clean rag. If it's just a cylinder head off job you're doing and you're not stripping the engine, plug the oil hole, which is there. Yeah, that's the oil hole. You don't want anything nasty falling in there, because that's the oil feed up to the cylinder head. Alright now, of course, because the whole engine's coming apart and will be cleaned internally. And reassemble, you know, things that you can. These won't be in the way of anything. These are the tappet chest cover bolts, so just put them back in situ. You don't have to be tight, but just enough so you know where they are, you know where they belong. Same with the bolts here. That's to secure the the breather pipe, crankcase breather, and not only does it stop them from going AWOL, it also prevents the threads being clogged up when the time comes to clean. Speaking of which, it is absolutely filthy in there. These are the cam followers. What you can see, they're absolutely stuck fast, so the camshaft is going to have to come out, and I will have to carefully tap them, you know, out, because I have tried getting a couple of them out and they just don't want to know. It's full of muck. I'm not going to put my finger in there. I have been being a bit soft today and worn gloves. Well, it's not soft, is it? It protects your skin and stops your hands from getting filthy. But just look at the state of that. It's full of grime. Disgusting. Not good at all, isn't that? So it's all once seen to. When I hoiked the engine out of the scrapper, the car, with the help of my friend Adam, I did actually brush it well with degreaser and jet washed it, so it's externally pretty clean now. It's actually, you know, quite a nice shade of green. I think it's been painted in the past, because there was some evidence of it on the gearbox I used as well, and it's not that usual drab olive green that you see. Mid-bronze green, I think, is the equivalent nowadays, but I actually don't mind that. So I'm not going to document the whole process. I'm just going to make videos, things of interest. I don't have the time or software or indeed the inclination to do, you know, the editing, and as I've probably already mentioned, there are other videos, you know, that are much more competent of showing the process in, you know, in a proper workshop, how to strip and rebuild, etc. But I've done one of these before. It was an 803cc engine in a split screen I had about 10 years ago or more now, and that was a wretched car. The big ends went on it, but I rebuilt it at home in the garage, had the machining done, crankshaft polished, etc., and I reassembled it, and it was a great success. It was a very good, well, as good as one of those engines could be. First version of the A Series. Looks externally the same as this, very similar, but it's not. There are actually many differences, and these, the 950, which came after the 803, was a vastly improved engine, and I'm looking forward to getting it running, because it's a short stroke and reputedly the smoothest of the whole series of A Series. So yeah, I am looking forward to it. Timing chain, as I say, that's come off, a bit of light corrosion on it, but that's nothing at all really. It's just where it's been standing. The chain links are actually nice and bright, so that'll probably be used again. As I said in my last video when I was working on the cylinder heads, this is only going to be an interim engine until I do complete the gold seal. So yeah, there you go. I'll just update as and when. Do consider subscribing if you want to see more and have enjoyed this. Yeah, there's a lot of cleaning to do, and the next thing for me today will be to upend it and take the sump off, because I'm dying to see inside. Join me for the next one.